My first client was from Australia, and we started with only 5 seats operations.
Okay. How they are going to feel self-worth.
Yeah.
So, how do you, take this thing for your employees that they are accountable? Do you teach them, or do you set an example for yourself? That's what I mean. I could see a lot of, your employees seeing you as an example and leading you as a team.
What about mental peace? What about emotional stability? ये कहाँ सीखोगे? And this is message for all the founders and the CEOs. People do wait. There is no hurry to respond back on WhatsApp. Every rupee that we earn, every dollar that we earn is blessed spiritually.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of The Story Foundry. AI can process massive data, but it cannot replicate authentic human emotions or intuitions. Leaders who share real stories help teams, clients, and consumers see the humanity behind technology. Building trust in an era where cold algorithms dominate decisions. Let me introduce today's special guest. I am pleased to welcome a genuinely amazing guest on the Story Foundry podcast today. Shailendra Hanumante, founder and CEO of Leads BPO. Shailendra has over 25 years of experience as a worldwide entrepreneur and has established a wonderful reputation in the outsourcing industry. He founded Desi Bowl Infotech Solutions in 2015, initially catering to domestic markets. Through his vision and tireless dedication, he has transformed the company into one of the leading BPO outsourcing firms and growing his reach and effect not only in India but also in USA. What distinguishes Shailendra is his commitment to innovation and diversity. He is not only a talented polyglot who speaks Marathi, Tamil, Hindi, but he is also an NLP practitioner and even promotes diversity and personal growth inside his organization. Shailendra is also founder of Madhurta Healing Company. Welcome, Shailendra.
Thank you so much. I think this was a rock solid introduction, and I'm great. I'm happy to be a part of Story Foundry, and you know, thank you for calling us here.
So, Shailendra, I really wanted to know from you your founder's story. What has been your journey?
Ha, amazing. Um, Back then in 2013, we are in 2025. So let's say about a decade ago, I दिन अखबार में every day you would see in the newspaper um, some startup getting launched in India. Most of them in Bangalore, because Bangalore at that point of time was a hub of startups, right? So आए दिन अखबार में हम देखते थे, and उसी time पे we saw news coming in that Flipkart was funded, and that's where we got to know India actually was transitioning in that point of time in terms of funding, VCs, angels, and they got valued, right? And that's the time when we realized the term name unicorn. 2012 तक 13 तक ये टर्म था ही नहीं, राइट? वी वर नॉट वेरी मच नोन अबाउट इट. तो आए दिन अखबार में यही खबर छपती थी. सो आई हैव बीन अ कॉन्टैक्ट सेंटर गाय फॉर लास्ट 25 years. I understand this business because I started my career from this business. I was a contact center agent myself. So we said, with all of the startups coming in from 2012, 13, and 14, we said there are large companies, which I was part of. I was part of the leading telecom company in India, based in India and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and today they also have operations in Africa. So I was part of the president office there. After having worked with large corporates in the customer service domain, in the sales domain, in the marketing domain, we thought that with large service providers, large companies, there are many service providers who would walk up and provide their services. What about the guy?
Hmm.
What about that SMB guy? What about that startup who would want to outsource but cannot outsource? A, because does not have a skill set. B, might have a skill set but not have a right, funding or kind of a story. So what do we do now? So that's when we said this is a space to be into.
Nice.
We entered that space. It was path which was less walked, and here we are. We're doing the same thing worldwide. My first client was from Australia, and we started with only 5 seats operations,
Okay.
right? And today, I must tell you that we are there almost everywhere. We are. I've worked with most of the clients in India, of course, but Australia, in the US, in Canada. Some of my clients, are listed companies in the respective countries' stock exchange. The space continues in that way, you know, and that's the space we thought that we will continue to enjoy. We will continue to give that service. So anybody comes to me, we start small. We start with maybe 5 or 10 seats, check how is it working for both of us, and then we scale the business.
Right.
So that has been a journey. So I floated this company in 2014 as Decibel, like what you said, and till about COVID 2020, 2019, 2020, we continued to do business in this name. But as we entered the North America, we said, uh, I think we need a change in our brand identity. So we said Leads BPO.
Okay.
And now this is there for the last 3 years. We have our office in the US. I have a team working there. And of course, there's a team out here as well as a delivery team. So that's a journey.
Excellent. There, that has been quite an inspirational
Yeah.
journey, though. So, wanted to ask you, Shailendra, every business has challenges.
Yeah.
Could be small, could be big. What has been your challenges in the business?
With the kind of business that what we are into, Ramandeep, is our business is, I always tell my team, there is a sun and we are satellites. The sun shines and that's where we get business. So every time we work for somebody who, let's say, is we are in the process of generating revenue for the client, or generating an appointment for a client, or trying to set up a service angle for a client. The most in the last 10, 11 years of me doing this business is like all of us went through COVID at that time. So that was the most challenging time. We lost business overnight, right? Almost, yeah. One of my client, was a leading wedding planner company, and it was doing very, very well. It was funded by Zoya Akhtar as one of the investor, and we were the only partner to them pan India. That company then further got takeover. I think they were acquired just before COVID. They were acquired by one of the leading hotel aggregator group by the name Oyo, right? So they bought over the whole company,
Okay.
and they were big, and they were my one of my biggest client at that time. Guess what? Because we had no idea how the next foray of businesses are going to be. They had 12,000 people working for them,
Oh,
and they came down to 250. So when the sun was not shining much, we as a satellite, we had to come down. We did come down. I remember I was just having 3 people working for me, right? I had come down from 350, right? So yes, that was a challenging time, and it was a good about 6 to 8 months we went through that. But like everybody goes through, everybody had been through. It's not me alone.
yeah.
Worldwide, we went through that. So that was the challenging time.
Mhm. So I believe every business has some or the other challenge. I mean,
Yeah.
if we talk about the noise, every business has noise. Noise in terms of the messaging and whatever they're delivering, whatever they're saying, their message is not going to the right people actually.
Mm.
So they have not narrowed down their niche is what I'm trying to say. They are speaking more, but the uh, the thing which they are trying to deliver is way less. So that noise, I believe, today in terms of business and branding, that noise has actually led to so many things which people would not even imagine, and they don't know it. That why my product or my service isn't landing. It's just because their message is unclear. The messaging and the mission, the vision is not clear. I mean, people visiting their website, they actually get confused what exactly they do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I read it somewhere. I mean, if your business is not understandable by a 14-year-old child, that means you need to work on your messaging. The messaging needs to be clear. So, what do you have to say on this? Do you believe the right messaging, the clear mission and vision statement? I'm sure Leads BPO has a very clear mission and vision statements, and I really appreciate the way roadmap has been built on your website.
Correct.
I really like that, the roadmap. So, what do you have to say on this?
Um, I just want to shift, the view or maybe the perspective. And I like this question. I just want to coin this instead of noise. Let's say um, the noise is because there is an internal fear many number of times. I'm sure that I know that you read a lot and you might have many examples around it. Um, there are internal fears which sometimes, many times, an entrepreneur goes through. He's courageous, no doubt about it. Any courageous. I'm not. Every entrepreneur is courageous because he has that courage to do something on my own. When I started, I was the last job I took. That I was an associate vice president in one of the company which is listed in the Bombay Stock Exchange.
Oh, nice.
That was my role, right? Um, but then the the noise levels, I would just term it like a fear. If you look at the fear, it creates a lot of noise, right? So there is sometimes an external fear. लोग क्या कहेंगे,
Absolutely.
बाजू वाले क्या कहेंगे, रिश्तेदार क्या कहेंगे, ससुराल वाले क्या कहेंगे, वगैरह वगैरह, आपको जो एप्लीकेबल हो, तो आप इसको नॉइज कम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एक्चुअली उसके पीछे एक बड़ा फियर है। और वो फियर क्या होता है, कई बार एक्सटर्नल होता है। नॉइज जब भी इंटरनल आता है, मैं शायद ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ, वो नॉइज शिफ्ट हो जाता है लिमिटिंग बिलीफ में। वी ऑल नो दिस वर्ड लिमिटिंग बिलीफ। तो मैं आपको बताऊं कि हमने जब भी इस पूरे प्रयास को शुरू किया, माय डैड वर्कड इन सिटी बैंक ऑल हिज लाइफ। फ्रॉम द टाइम सिटी बैंक केम टू इंडिया, वहाँ वो दिन से काम कर रहे हैं। ही रिटायर्ड एज एन ऑथराइज सिग्नेटरी एपैक, दैट वाज हिज रोल, राइट? सो हमने दोनों ने जब भी बैठ के मॉडल बनाया, क्या काम करना चाहेंगे। आई वर्क इन एयरटेल, लार्ज कॉर्पोरेट, 20,000 लोग कॉल सेंटर एजेंट्स काम कर रहे हैं, 38 कॉल सेंटर्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया, one in Sri Lanka, one in Bangladesh, and so on and so forth. That was the scale that I had worked in. 60 million call contacts in a month.
Oh,
Now, that was the scale which I was managing. I was managing about 4 5,000 agents in my profile. When we carved out this model, the noise inside, as per what you just mentioned, that internal fear was, what if this doesn't work?
right.
Noise puts down, and many number of times you've seen that the success ratio of a startup is not much. People walk some path, and for some reason, they are not able to survive. A, because you might be a subject matter expert, you might be a great coder, you might have a product, you might have an idea, you might have great funding, right? And in all these categories, we've seen people doing exponentially well, and many of them have also not done well. Some of them have gone back to work.
Yeah, we've fallen back also.
They've gone back. It's good for them, right? Because you tried, it didn't work, it's okay. So that noise, I would say, that is the fear, which is internal and an external. But कई बार हम external noise जो है उसी का शिकार बनते हैं.
Right.
We get victim is a very extreme word, I would say. But हम कई बार उस से influence हो जाते हैं. If I want to mellow it down by saying influence, right? That is a fear, that is a noise that one goes through. You know.
Absolutely. So when we see the marketing, of the brands these days, so when we see the message, like for instance, for real estate, I mean, what comes to your mind when you talk about real estate? So one line which would attract you. So it could be, better homes or your dream homes, something like that, which could relate to person who's ready to buy a home.
Yeah.
And what about bookstore? You fall in love with the book. So these kind of messaging, I mean, I believe actually makes you relate to the product or the service.
Yeah,
But at times, this is missing.
yeah,
So, I mean, marketing is actually cluttered. It's like so many things, social media, everything, but the message is not clear. So, I believe what you said is right. The internal fears and doubts actually leads to a lot of other things,
yeah,
and one compelling reason takes a backseat.
correct.
So, if that is strong, I mean, why we are here? What are we here for? The how would come later.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what even Simon Sinek's Golden Circle also mentions,
right.
that if your why is clear and you know what you are going to do with your why, so how is automatically taken care?
Very
How
true.
it is that the process will happen. So even in fact, I could relate this to one of the stories of Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs, while before the launch of Apple, he had actually launched Lisa computer. So that computer actually he had created 9 pager ad
Ah,
in New York Times.
I know, I know.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what happened to that ad? I mean, it bombed like anything because it only conveyed the technical features. People could not understand except the NASA specialists. Nobody. And then he went to Pixar and he spent time with storytelling, people, and he was learning storytelling also there. So that's where the transformation takes place. So when he came back, he just came with one positioning statement: think different.
What a powerful statement. What a message.
Yeah, yeah. But it didn't happen earlier. I was trying to say earlier it was more of clutter, more of noise.
Sure.
People didn't understand. People could understand just two words: think different.
Think
It
different.
doesn't have to, you'd have to have so many things. So one clear and clarity statement would do wonders for the product or service. So it's like, going from confusion to clarity. It's like overcoming your fears and
Yeah.
doubts, and I'm just amalgamating to what you said.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, my next question to you is, what differentiates you as a leader?
Wow, that's an amazing question. And I want to stitch my insights. I won't say not an answer, but I want to stitch it with your previous question as well, in terms of the marketing and all that, and how is that leader plays a role. And I'll give you two examples.
Hmm.
You'd been to my center last,
Right.
you know.
And I really love the vibes. I mean, I really loved meeting your employees there. I mean, they're wonderful actually.
Thank you, thank you. So I'll tell you what does a leader make a difference, right? What sort of clarity one should have,
Hmm.
and what kind of adaptability, agility. I'll just tell you two examples, and maybe that would be a message for. And we keep learning about.
Right.
So I remember 2 years ago, we were doing some work for one of the leading real estate, company in India. One of the top real estate. They are listed in the Bombay Stock Exchange, right? So this company was having project in Goa,
Okay.
and they were, retailing the plots in Goa in a gated community. Amazing. So we understood the project, and when we were doing assessment in terms of where, how, right? Why are we doing it? Why should we do it? All of that. Because we're very, very selective in terms of kind of work what we do for people, right? So we are based in Navi Mumbai. We picked up. I took a flight after we decided. I took a flight along with my teammate, and we went to Delhi, and we booked a hotel in Gurgaon. And in the evening, I went and met a couple of people, and we understood that why Gurgaon or why Delhi, why NCR, why Chandigarh. I had stayed in Delhi. I've stayed in Bangalore. I've stayed in Chennai. I've traveled in the Europe. I've traveled in the US for business, of course. So the message which I was able to give my team, I said, one of my teammate asked, she told me that why are we going to Delhi, right? Or what is the reason that you're going to Delhi? So I said, People in Delhi, right, would be loving a beach water, the beach side, the villa, versus we in Bombay are crazy to go and see the snow in Kashmir,
Yeah.
don't we? Aren't we? So I said, that's what it is. Let's go. What will happen? And like the previous question, what you had asked me about the noise, I said, what will happen? It may work, it may not work. I have a hunch of conviction that it will work. I took a flight. Me and my teammate Sohail, you met him also. So both of us took a flight. We went to Delhi, met a couple of people. We set up the whole engine.
Hmm.
I set up the whole engine. One of my teammate, I told her that you will going to call because my campaigns, she speaks Punjabi. She's a Punjabi girl, of course. So I said the whole campaign is going to be done in Chandigarh, Mohali, Gurgaon, Delhi, Noida, and so on and so forth. That reason. People who are going to buy a apartment in Goa or a plot in Goa, it's not their priority. It is the seventh priority to buy a, a, a second home. Is not a priority. रोटी कपड़ा मकान ये वो सब होने के बाद फिर बाद में और दो प्रायोरिटी सेविंग वगैरह करके आदमी फिर बाद में मकान करे. So if you see that we were able to generate maximum amount of leads
Oh,
with highest number of appointments,
excellent.
and not only the plotted appointments, but I'm saying that people who were inclined to engage with us, somebody who's at a matured level. Now, this teammate of mine who is working she's my direct reportee, and she's about 40 years. So when she calls up, उनकी आवाज में एक अलग मेच्योरिटी है.
Excellent.
जो कस्टमर उनके साथ 1.5 करोड़ रुपए का अपार्टमेंट बाय करने वाला है, प्लॉट बाय करने वाला है, वो भी तो देखता है.
Yes.
अभी ये मैसेज कितना क्लियर था मेरी टीम को और पूरे टेक टीम को, एडवर्टाइजिंग को, डिजिटल को, सबको एक साथ बुला के ये पूरे मैसेज दे दिया. उसके बाद मैं मी एज ए लीडर आई ओनली हैव टू ऑब्जर्व हाउ इज इट वर्किंग. वो ऑब्जर्वर हम कहाँ से सीखे? यहीं से सीखे, देख देख के.
Yes.
लॉर्ड कृष्णा इज ऑल्सो टोल्ड अस टू डू ऑब्जर्वर इफेक्ट. हम कभी उसके बारे में बात करेंगे अगली बार. सो आई सेड व्हेन यू आर एन ऑब्जर्वर, then you know that you can think well because you're not part of that
Exactly.
goal or that project or this thing. Just look at it as an observer, and I'm telling you, you'll make a difference. Now, do we make mistakes? I'm saying yes, of course.
Hmm. And I think what you said is right. I mean, I think what you said is right. At times, we also need to go with the gut feelings. We just don't need to go every time with the statistics and data, whether it will work or not,
Yeah.
or whether the previous has worked,
Yeah.
this will not work. So I think at times it's also important to, go beyond or maybe the opposite of what the others are doing.
Yeah.
So I have a brilliant example of David Acker. He's
Yeah.
a branding strategist. So while everybody was, selling yogurt, so he came up with an idea that let's actually do a subcategory of yogurt, which is called Chobani.
Oh.
Chobani yogurt he launched, and it was a Greek category.
Ah,
So we came up with a statement that this Greek yogurt is more thicker and it has more protein,
terrific.
and it worked like anything.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's at times we are just very close to, what we want to be in our mission statement, but we get so much of, our inner doubts and so much of clutter is there. So we are not able to think. So he just thought opposite of what others were thinking. He said, zigzag approach. Apply. When others are doing zig, you do zag. So what others are doing, just do the opposite and just be real.
Be real.
Believe. I mean that this is going to work. And what you did for Gurgaon and Delhi flight was actually real thing. I mean, you believed in yourself,
Yeah.
and it didn't matter to you whether it will work or not. But yes, you had that belief.
I had this belief.
I think that's a wonderful example, and of course, I could see that differentiates you. Because leadership is not just one day role, or you need to take a lot of decisions. I mean,
Very true. Very true.
at times, I believe CEOs, they don't even have data. They just need to take a lot of decisions just on the basis of their intuition. So wonderfully explained that particular example. So even David Acker, he had this belief in himself that this is going to work. because he felt that let me just narrow down this niche. Let me go to the subcategory where
Yeah.
everybody is selling traditional yogurt. Let me go to the Greek yogurt category.
Yeah.
Worked like anything. I mean, just see the way he had done it.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I just remember one more example I want to add. It's about Kit Kat, and the messaging so clear, right? So clear. Take a break. And we all need a break.
Yeah, we do need a break. In fact, everybody needs a break. So, Kit Kat, yes, it's been more than, I believe, 6, 7 years. They have single positioning statement, and they never played with any other positioning statement. But they're very clear, and it works.
It works. It works. I want to give one more example. And during when I was in Airtel, I was selected among few people who would go to IIM Ahmedabad and study, right, add value in the company in terms of, what do you learn there and all of that. So I remember that, like what you said, the messaging, the marketing part was so important.
Hmm.
Um, Professor who was teaching us marketing as a case study, and that night we had collected tons of examples. He said in the class, look at the message. As a leader, it is important what do you come out. Now, Tata, when they made Nano, look at it, it's a very powerful message.
Yeah, yeah.
When they made Nano, Ratan Tata said on the stage, this is a car for the poor.
Hmm.
What happened is the rich didn't buy because you said it is for the poor.
Yeah.
The poor didn't buy. गौर से सुनिए, हम तो ये वो क्लास में सारे जो हम स्टूडेंट्स थे, सारे जितने लोग थे, we are all part of big companies. What a message. He said, this is a car for the poor, so the rich didn't buy. The poor said, why do I flaunt my poverty? He didn't buy.
Okay.
So both of them didn't buy.
Hmm.
And the whole Tatas were just wondering what's happening. Then they said maybe their staff would buy. They started giving them internal some 2%, 3% car loan. That's it. Please buy the car, right? Because they thought it will be a big hit. It didn't. So then they made corrections so much, so many times. Youngsters were trying to drive it. But remember the first message. यंगस्टर भी क्या सोचेगा, हे दिस इज अ कार फॉर द पुअर. तो अगर मेरे दोस्तों के साथ में गया तो बोलेगा क्या यार तू नाने लगे आया, तो उसने भी नहीं बाय किया. मैसेज क्या गया नीचे, मैसेज ये गया इट्स कार फॉर द पुअर. बाद में क्या हुआ, सनसेट हो गया.
Yes.
सो marketing message or the message which comes from the leader, right? The company like Tata, उन्होंने भी सोचा होगा, सोचा है, but they had the courage to correct it, and they also had a courage to stand corrected later on. And there's just sunsetted the whole thing. It's not working. It's what is important for an entrepreneur, Ramandeep. Where do you take the stop loss?
Yes.
Would you continue to take your losses on you? Something is not working, some product is not working. You're still invested, and you're saying कि एक दिन आएंगे करण अर्जुन आएंगे और ये प्रोडक्ट को उठाएंगे. नहीं आ रहा है कोई. So that's the point that one should say that bas, this is my stop loss. I will not go anything beyond this. That's what Tata did later on. We don't see nanos anymore, right? They stopped it quite some back.
Yes, you are right.
But the message was clear. The rich didn't buy, the poor didn't buy. And both of them were very, very clear. They had gone to an extent to consult IIM Ahmedabad as well. There was a team which was deployed, and then they went and surveyed so many people.
Very nice.
So thank you. I think this was a terrific, question. It is many examples in the last 25 years.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So moving forward, I just want to know how come you know Tamil? I mean, and you wore vesti also in your wedding. So I really want to know about that.
You've researched a lot. Huh? Tamil, I must tell you. So in 2003, I had a chance to work in a company, and they are also a leading BPO in the international space,
Mhm.
and they are worldwide everywhere today. So I had a chance to. They were headquartered in India. They were headquartered in Chennai. So we said a lot of people from the existing company were moved there in 2003 because people were looking for growth. So I had this chance, and um, initially we were supposed to be placed only for about 3 to 6 months of time,
Okay.
and the project was supposed to come to the portion of the project was supposed to come to Bombay as well, Mumbai. Um, 6 months, after 6 months, little did we realize that the client said we are happy and comfortable, and the process is stable here, the business is stable, and continue to scale here.
Okay.
So I had read somewhere that you should be at the right place, right time, right opportunity, right people. I said, why get off the bus? Let's continue. 2003. So when we decided at that point of time, when I decided that I am going to stay here,
Okay.
and I had some great bosses and mentors, and I could see my future was absolutely bright at the time. So the first thing which I did at that point of time, I read, I read books, I keep myself informed. Uh, I went and bought a book, Tamil to English,
Okay.
and I started composing sentences,
Okay.
watching their news, watching the films with subtitles. And then I started talking to my team, how much ever grammatically correct, not correct, regardless of that. They liked it.
Oh.
They liked it so much that I also started. It was reciprocal.
Oh.
Right.
But how come you picked up so early? I mean, the translation. You were, I mean, taking classes?
No, 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 no classes. I mean, it was very. I had somebody, who was working with me, some Chotu guy at home for a house help. He was a young, 10, 12 years, 12, maybe, I don't know. But he was a young chap working for us. And how do you communicate to him? What do I tell the driver every time? English. So I framed sentences. For example, I want water. Eneka tanni veno. So I said I would just speak only that much,
Okay.
right? So what would you ask? I need food. So if I say food, how much time will you? I said eneka sapad veno. So I will say sapad. So he will understand food. Okay, sir, I will get food. Something like that. And it worked out. And then I started following the films because film you have a background, right?
Right.
It starts from the time, then you see on the screen and you relate. But I had invested time to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It paid me so well that my team loved me so much. I started there as a supervisor, as a team leader. I grew to a team manager, ops manager, a senior manager, program manager. I had a chance to go to the US. I had a chance to go to Europe for that. The client really appreciated, the efforts what we had invested, and I like the whole culture, in Chennai. So I could relate to everything, be it Pongal, be it Tamil New Year Day, and it just went on well. The Golu, all the festivals I would celebrate.
Golu.
So my Chennai landlord was there in my wedding. So I said that's the reason I was wearing a vesti.
Uh-huh.
People call here lungi, but I was wearing a white shirt and a vesti in the wedding in the morning ceremonies. I just loved it.
Nice. Excellent.
I still say that it's my second home. It's my second mother tongue. I loved it. I still follow everything.
And who is your favorite actor? I mean,
He just launched a political party last month. His name is Talpati Vijay.
oh, he is heartthrob, I think.
He is. He is. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Even I stayed in Bangalore for quite some of time, but I mean, I could not. I mean, I could pick up the lingo, but I didn't get that much of time to learn. I also enrolled myself in
Yeah.
classes, but I was able to understand, but I was not able to speak much.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it is always. I think your creative brain works when you start learning new language.
Not learning. Yes. Absolutely.
A lot of takeaways, in fact. So now, coming to the person behind the brand. So, what do you think are the qualities a leader should have to take forward the brand? I mean, if we talk about, so there are many actually, but would want to hear it from you.
In the about last 10 years that I'm doing this business, the first and the most important quality um, is the leader should be agile.
Agile, yes.
And this is just not the word English, कि agile matlab kya, ye, wo. I'll tell you my own story. In 2014, when we formed this company, this was named as Desi Bol Rural BPO,
Okay, rural. I mean,
rural,
you were catering to domestic.
domestic market only. It was a rural BPO. And why rural BPO is because at that point of time, there's a change in the government, India, the way, India shining, and startup India, and so many things happening at that time. We thought the rural India is going to be the next big bet,
Okay.
right? So we said, we'll name this as Desi Bol Rural BPO. And then we were waiting for business to come for 3 months.
Okay.
Everybody I spoke to, they said hi, hello, everything. And I'm from the industry and I've worked in the large corporate. So I'm fairly good connected in terms of the contacts, as a credibility. People know me, what I contribute in their businesses. And I was seldom did we realize that, there needs to be some correction. One of my mentor, um, who was ex-Airtel, and he had called me. There was a mentorship call, and I remember he was at the Bangalore airport, um, and he told me that just think about it, that if you had to outsource it to a company which says rural BPO, would you do that?
Oh,
I said, my God, what a message. I said, thank you. I um, I called up my dad. I said, I'm coming tomorrow. Let's talk.
right.
Um, my dad also said the same thing. Yeah. Um, so then we said the infrastructure from a rural perspective is absolutely different and unstable yet. Even if near Mumbai, for example, the lines get cut sometimes, the telephone lines get cut. Sometimes there is electricity get cut. What is a backup? What about VoIP? What about the US business? So we changed it, and we changed it to an extent that immediately I went and told my chartered accountancy firm that we are sunsetting this company. Please close it down. We went to the digital marketing team, my tech team. We sunsetted the domain, and we formed the company named Decibel Infotech Solutions.
Okay.
When we formed Decibel Infotech Solutions, I went back and told everybody, the same set of people, that hey, we are an infotech solutions company. Here is our office in Bombay, in Navi Mumbai, and I got my first client from Australia.
Excellent.
And then the first client, which is one of the top medical pharma company, is about $1 billion company um, in India. So they were my second client, which is domestic client. What did we do? We shifted. We showed to the market that yes, we are agile. So we from rural BPO, we came to Decibel Infotech Solutions, and we started flying high till the time we went to the US. And then my own team actually, they struggled. They every time they said Desi Ball, Desi Ball. So I said, I think this needs a rename because
What's the meaning like of
Desi Ball is nothing at that point of time. Desi. So बोल is because the बोल is the contact center communication. तो बोलना है हमारा काम जो मेरे बच्चे करते हैं. तो बोल कर दिया हमने. तो इस देश का तभी हमने सोचा कि देसी बोल कर लेते हैं ऐसा ऐसा कुछ. So then we said we took a decision in 2022 that in this the next financial year we'll sunset this company and we'll form another company. Now this company um, is going to be global because we're already global at that time. We said done. So this company is going to be named Leads BPO. So we said we are on. So that today we are by the name of Leads BPO Private Limited, and very soon we'll have our offices in the European part of the world as well. But yes, I mean, just now this is global, you know. So that's how people also see there are no pronunciation mistakes. There's no because when you're in the market, people want to see you
yeah,
global.
exactly. So this is the right positioning you've
Yeah,
done.
exactly. So I want people to see um, absolutely open from all aspects.
So I want to add something here. So when I onboard some clients, or when I do go on a sales call, and suppose a client gets onboarded, so I do a positioning exercise with that client.
Lovely.
Sales, basically we create a mind map, and it is not only based on their business, but we also try to understand, as per Ikigai, his strengths. What does he love? And then he start asking, why you're asking me all this? I mean, apart from business. See, because that's how I'm going to differentiate you from the other people.
Correct.
Like I am a marketing guy, I am a sales guy. Everybody is talking those kind of statements. What differentiates you? So I help business owners 2x their revenue in 40 days. That's a solid business positioning statement. And how do you do that? Maybe you include your own frameworks, your own methods. That is where your passion or your strengths comes into the picture. So I think maybe you also have infused that elements of yours into Leads BPO.
Yeah,
And earlier it was maybe not, and then you positioned it right, and those and that thing worked.
yeah,
So I think right positioning actually matters a lot. Otherwise, it's like we are sounding similar.
yeah,
It's like everybody's selling the same things and sounding similar. So when it comes to self love, do you think it's important for leaders to prioritize themselves, to be more self aware? I mean,
yeah,
I won't say a kind of self indulgence, but yes, I mean, as an authority to build their inner world also. I mean, what do you have to say on this?
this is a very powerful question. I think we'll need one more podcast, but I'll try to sum it up. Uh,
Oh yeah, even this is my favorite topic. I can speak non-stop on self love.
you just mentioned Ikigai. I think it's one of my favorite book. I think it's amazing. Power. Self love. Uh, do founders need it? I would say founders need it the most.
Yeah.
Your decision is going to be percolated to your team. A. B. It goes to your partners. It goes to your clients.
Right.
Right. It goes to your own people who are watching you around. Right. It just goes to the environment. I was just saying just some time back. I mentioned about external and internal. Many number of times we get carried away with external noise. Why so? Because there is noise within. If that noise is not heard, is not catered, आपने बताया कि मैं NLP भी प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ आपके दर्शकों को बताया आपने.
Yes.
Yes, I am a healer for the last 10 years. Yeah, I do heal people by appointments only in terms of some of the chronic cases, right? But yes, I do. And every time somebody comes up, what we really see is that self love which is missing or less praman hai uska, kam praman hai. Couple of examples I would like to share so that we are very very specific. What does it mean? Because self love is very subjective. Self love or being selfish, right? तो आप मुझे बताएं, for example, I'm thirsty at the moment, right? I don't drink water. Is it self love, selfish, or just ignorance? Correct? So when you're catering to yourself, it is self love, right? Self love. And that is extremely important element in life.
Hmm.
I'll give you one example, right? That हमारे पास मेरे पास लीडरशिप स्टाइल में हम दोनों प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, there is a top down approach because that is the execution of the client KRA, the metrics which we are supposed to deliver. But there is also a bottoms up. मतलब क्या कि एजेंट जो है, एग्जीक्यूटिव जो है, उस पिरामिड का सबसे बंदा जो इंपॉर्टेंट है, मैं लोएस्ट नहीं बोलूंगा, बट इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसको मेरे तक आने के लिए 4 लेयर पार करके आना है.
Oh, okay.
करेक्ट, 4-5 लेयर पार कर. वेरी few times somebody I would remember by name, right? Or the roles which they do. How do they reach me?
Hmm.
Right? With hundreds of people working. How do they reach me? So we conduct something which is called as feedback. So आप चिट्ठी में फीडबैक दीजिए मुझे, मेरा हाथ ऊपर करके मुझे फीडबैक दीजिए.
Oh.
लोग जमा करते हैं, उनके टीम लीडर सब 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 मेरे फर्स्ट लाइन से लेके सब लोग डालते हैं उसमें चिट्ठी. हम उसका रिव्यू करते हैं. उसमें से मुझे याद है कि किसी ने मुझे एक एग्जांपल दिया था. नाउ दिस इज अ क्लासिक एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट इज दैट सेल्फ लव आल्सो, राइट? आज मेरे पास लोग जो है वो करीब करीब कोई द इंडस्ट्री विच आई एम इनटू, मेरे पास लोग 3-3 साल से काम कर रहे
Oh, okay.
हैं एट द एंट्री लेवल, राइट? द लीडरशिप टीम, बोथ ऑफ देम आर वर्किंग विद मी फॉर द लास्ट 10 years, मोर देन 10 years, राइट? तो ये बंदे ने, किसी ने डाला था कि हम फास्टिंग करते हैं रमजान के टाइम पे.
Mhm.
तो जो पानी का टैंक है, वाटर टैंक है पीने के लिए, फिल्टर है. So they said they are not very comfortable in terms of the hygiene which is maintained. Can you please review? That feedback was so powerful, right? Now I am calling this as a self love. किसी ने बयान तो किया कि ये दिक्कत है, मेरा सम्मान होना चाहिए। क्या ये सही है कि नहीं है, आप बताइए। मैं अपना सम्मान मांगता हूं आपसे, क्या ये सही है कि नहीं है?
बिल्कुल सही।
सही। वही सेल्फ लव है। जिसने वो लिखा मुझे उसका नाम भी नहीं पता, बिकॉज वी सेड वी आर नॉट अलाउड, जस्ट पुट अ फीडबैक, दैट्स इट, ओपन शिट है
हम्म।
वो पढ़ते हैं, मैं पढ़ता हूँ, मेरे लीडरशिप टीम को लेके पढ़ता हूँ, क्या जनता क्या बोल रही है। हम देखें तो उसको ये क्या, व्हेन आई कॉल्ड अप माय टीम आई सेड immediately deploy two separate water tanks, the filters, right? People who are fasting, please continue to use this. इट कुड बी एनी फास्टिंग। अभी हमारा गणपति का फेस्टिवल आ रहा है, कुछ लोग नवरात्रि में फेस्टिवल करते हैं, उपवास रखते हैं। अभी मार्च में वापस रामनवमी के पहले नवरात्रि के उपवास रहते हैं, तो फास्टिंग है।
हम्म।
तो नॉन फास्टिंग वाला, फास्टिंग वाला, तो हमने कहा कि ये आवाज़ मेरे तक आई है, हम कदर करते हैं। आई वेंट आउटसाइड ऑन द फ्लोर, आई अनाउंस्ड इट ऑन द माइक, आई सेड हूएवर इज गिवन दिस फीडबैक, थैंक यू एंड आई लव यू।
हम्म।
दैट पर्सन आई स्टिल डोंट नो,
या।
बट वो मैसेज इतना क्लियरली गया कि यहाँ पे सम्मान है। ये मैं क्यों कर पाया, क्योंकि मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि कोई मेरा सम्मान करे।
हम्म।
ये सुनो, स्कूल में, कॉलेज में, कई बार बिटवीन 6 to 10 years ऑफ एज हमको एक प्रिंट दिया जाता है, यू आर नॉट अ गुड चाइल्ड, आप बहुत नॉटी हो, आप बहुत ये हो, यू आर नॉट गुड इनफ, आपको अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं। ये इमेजेस लेके हम जी रहे हैं। अभी आप बताइए मुझे कि आपने बोला कि आगे बढ़ो, लेकिन बचपन में आपने को किसी ने को बोला है कि यू आर नॉट गुड इनफ। अभी इनर सेल्फ पूछ रहा है जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं,
कंफ्यूजन।
कंफ्यूजन है। इतनी क्लैरिटी लेने के बाद क्या है कि जो बंदा जिसकी आवाज सुनी गई, दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल आई कुड जस्ट टेल यू, ऐसे मेनी है। वन ऑफ देम कुड बी ड्यूरिंग द रेन्स, वी आर ओके टू गिव वर्क फ्रॉम होम फॉर पीपल हु कमिंग फार ऑफ डिस्टेंस,
ओह नाइस।
समथिंग। The real estate team operates from home, absolutely no problem, because they don't need to necessarily come to office. As long as they're sharing calls with me, as long as they're sharing appointments with me, as long as they're sharing the content which they're supposed to do, they don't need to come. So that is self-love, and it is mutual. That's the reason people work. You met my team as well, and people are working. You miss the floor in the elevator. You change the floor. I'm on the fifth floor. Somebody misses it, will get hired on the next floor. उस market में we are. I have people working with me for more than 2 years. 6 months is a lifetime which people work in a contact center. 6 to 8 months. मेरे पास 2 साल से काम कर रहे हैं. 74% of the population who works with us is working for more than 2 years.
I think even self love के साथ साथ if they have a positive self talk. I mean leaders like Satya Nadella, Indra
Yeah.
Nooyi, Sudha Murthy also. I mean they are actually I mean they practice self talk before delivering high speeches or seminars. And that is directly related to self love.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't prioritize themselves,
Yeah.
and the self talk is negative,
Yeah.
so how can a leader lead a team?
Yeah.
So I could see clearly in your team and the way you are leading
Yeah.
with Leads BPO. When I came there and I met a lot of people, I mean the vibes and the energy
Yeah.
I could see. I mean, handling a great team,
Yeah.
more than 200 people, and a leader, if he himself does not have a positive self-talk, so his employees would it will reflect in employees as well. So I could see the positivity in the employees.
Yeah.
So I think that was the default setting through you.
Yeah.
So I think yes, that's a wonderful example which you have shared
Yeah.
related to self love.
Self worth, love is also the self worth. Very, very important, right? My team, uh, at any level, who works with me, maybe the team leader or agent or the quality guys or the managers, senior managers, even the ones in the US as well. Um, they see me talking in the my channel, which is Madhurta, which is the wellness part, the spiritual part, and where we talk about self-worth, we talk about meditation. I teach meditation online. I practice it online. Um, I'm a Hanuman Bhakt. I practice Hanuman Chalisa. There are more than 160 videos of mine, uh, which I had an opportunity to present it and give it to people around. So वहाँ पे एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम मान के चलिए कि मेरी टीम है, किसी रिव्यू में है, कॉल पे है, क्लाइंट के साथ में, ऑनलाइन है, ऑफलाइन है, तो उनको सबको ये पता है कि मेरा बॉस जो है, इमीडिएट बॉस, ये मेरे को ट्रेड ऑफ नहीं करेगा।
Right.
नहीं तो क्या होता है कि कई बार हम अपनी टीम को ऐसी मतलब प्रेशर कर देते हैं, या तो ट्रेड ऑफ कर देते हैं, जलील कर देते हैं क्लाइंट के सामने, या तो किसी के सामने कि डांट देते हैं, तो ही फील्स रिजेक्टेड। कम ऑन यार, माय बॉस इज नॉट स्टैंडिंग फॉर मी। ऐसे कई बार हुआ है कि यू नो माय टीम वुड हैव, some of them would have cried, and I said, why are you crying, why are you in tears, what is the reason? Then the client said like this, and I said, okay, let us understand what is the reason. So I always keep saying this, uh, don't play the baller, play the ball. If you play the baller, you will miss the content about it. What is the exact problem? Just understand that piece. And बाकी कोई कैसे बात करेगा, अपने हाथ में थोड़ी है। बट अगर सम्मान दुख रहा है कहीं भी, राइट, तो रिपोर्ट करिए, आई विल बी हैप्पी टू एड्रेस दैट पर्टिकुलर पीस।
And in fact, when I went to your office, I came to your room. I could see the letters. In
Yeah.
fact, I saw the letters. I
Yeah.
saw that accountability mirror. So I mean, that was something really which really gathered my attention.
Yeah.
And accountability is such big thing. I mean, people these days, leaders, even
Yeah.
employees. I mean, they are whatever they are doing is okay, as you mentioned, baller and ball,
Yeah.
but they're not accountable. I mean, if they're not accountable for what they're doing, I mean, how they
Yeah.
are going to feel self-worth?
Yeah.
So how do you take this thing for your employees that they are accountable? I mean, do you teach them or do you set an example for yourself? That's what I mean. I could see a lot of
Yeah.
your employees seeing you as an example and
Yeah.
leading you as a team.
So you are absolutely bang on, and the way we see it is the team accountability build करने के लिए आप KRA metrics दें, उनको अप्रेजल करें, ठीक है, this is ये part of the story, right? बट आप कुछ ऐसी चीजें उनको, जीवन के चीजें जो हैं, राइट, इफ दे आर एबल टू navigate, help them navigate, enable them, and once they feel that they are comfortable, and when they feel that you are safe, that safety norm is extremely important. When you are in an environment, when you know that the growth is assured, you're paid on time, your the aspect in terms of the lessons of life, just so you know, everybody who reports into me is a healer. Right, they've all learned pranic healing, they all practice healing, everybody heals, everybody can heal. My first line, उनके जो फर्स्ट लाइन है उसमें भी शायद 50% लोग हीलर्स हैं। तो लोग जिस प्रकार से प्रॉब्लम लेके आते हैं या तो होते हैं, तो उनके देखने का नजरिया जो है वही अलग है। तो मान के चलिए कि कुछ इशू है अगर, तो बैठिए दोनों साथ में समझ के लेते इशू क्या है। माई टीम कैन स्कैन द एनर्जी, चेक द एनर्जी। अगर उनसे नहीं हुआ तो मेरे फर्स्ट लाइन तक आते हैं, अगर उनसे भी नहीं हुआ तो मेरे तक आते हैं। तो जब भी हम रिव्यू करते हैं हर वेनेसडे को, सो इट्स मोर लाइक अ स्पिरिचुअल बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट।
Oh yes, I could see that.
Every rupee that we earn, every dollar that we earn is blessed spiritually, right? I work for my teacher, and he's been from 2018 that I'm supporting his pranic healing support in terms of all the efforts what we do. So every rupee that we earn, we are extremely obliged, we are extremely grateful. Every time we celebrate something, कुछ प्रसाद होता है हमारे पास ऑफिस में हम जो करते हैं, तो उस टाइम पे सब लोग उसमें एक वैल्यू सिस्टम, तो वो जो भी देखते हैं, तो लोगों को यहाँ पे क्यों काम कर रहे हैं, अपनी सोइल को मिले आपने,
Mm.
तो सैलरी एब्सोल्युटली 10 साल से काम कर रहा है, तो 10 साल में क्या सोहेल को दूसरी अपॉर्चुनिटी कहीं मिलती क्या? ऑफ कोर्स यस। फिर ऐसी क्या बात है दैट ही इज एबल टू सी दैट वैल्यू फॉर पर्सनल, for growth, for benefit, for all aspects of life. What about mental peace? What about emotional stability? ये कहाँ सीखोगे आप? तो जो लोग छोड़ के गए हैं या तो जाते हैं या तो कुछ कारण हमको रैंप डाउन करना पड़ता है, दे ऑल मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर इन टच विद माय लीडरशिप टीम, सम ऑफ देम आर इन टच विद मी एज वेल, बट या आई मीन दैट्स द रीजन वी हैव दिस गूगल रेटिंग.
Absolutely. In fact, I want to share one wonderful example of David Goggins.
हाँ.
He was actually overweight, and he weighed more than 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And one fine day, he looked himself in the mirror. He said, "What are you doing to yourself?" And the kind of work he was doing, he was actually spraying on the cockroaches. That's the work he was doing.
Yeah.
And when he looked into himself in the mirror, he was like, "You are not at all worth of what you are doing." So that was his accountability moment. And ever since after that, I mean, in 3 months, he lost more than, I mean, he came down to 100 pounds, and that was his transformation. I mean, he actually now believes in most of the self mastery. So he says if a person has not mastered himself, I mean, he has won half the battle. I mean, he has not actually, cracked most of the things. So when we say mastering ourselves, so I think 80% of the CEOs, they're doing very good. But when it comes to productivity, like most of them are waking up in the mornings, checking the mails, and more of a reactive response most of the CEOs have. So, what do you think is one of the productive routine, or maybe what is your productive routine of the day, which you carry?
Uh, I start my morning pretty because we work in the US market. So I mirroring that from an Indian context. People tell me that you get up late. So actually, we're not late. I get up when the sleep is over, something like that. I take a complete sleep, whatever is required for the body. And the first thing what we do, I do, is you know do prayers. The invocation is what we call. Grateful that I got up in the morning and I see some people around. So express the gratitude. So day starts with that. Then there are prayers so that the whole day is guided. There's some different levels of sadhana, good quick breathing exercise like Brahmari kar liya, pranayam kar liya. So this is every day, right? And then certain practices which my spiritual teacher has advised. So we practice all of them, right? In most of the days, but I kind of make it a point that till the time I do these practices, we generally don't start the day.
Okay.
So I do that, and then there is a regular break. And what I do is definitely invest time to read a lot. So I invest time whenever I'm having chai also in the morning. Uh, I'm listening to something peacefully. I'm listening not the news, but listening something which is productive. So there is audible.
Okay.
Then there is a book maybe I'm reading. Uh, I like I said, Ikigai. I'm reading that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Uh, so if that's running on Audible or I'm a great fan of this book called Law of Attraction, and I'm a seeker, I would say, by Michael Losier. It's a very powerful book. Yeah. So I read that, so there are a lot of affirmations which come. Some of them I listen from internet. Some of them I've recorded in my phone. So what's the theme for the entire, uh, you know, month or the week or the next 3 months is something which are the affirmations or the priority list I have. And till the time I have finished my breakfast and the tone is set up for the week already,
Excellent.
and just go behind the targets or the goals, and then very specific questions, updates keep coming in. Mails, yes, when we are well placed, the noise internally is settled out. That's when you will have a clear thinking. You write an email or you respond back to an email.
Right.
I want to use this word. There must not be an anxiety. People can wait. I must tell you. And this is message for all the founders and the CEOs. People do wait. There is no hurry to respond back on WhatsApp. I was conducting an orientation program for some kids between 8th standard to 10th standard. and I asked this question: then how many of you respond back to WhatsApp immediately? Everybody raised hand. I said, why? It's because there is anxiety that I might lose something if I don't respond back on time. Now that is very, very critical. Put a message to yourself that let me be internally sorted. People can wait.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the reason I could see you more relaxed in terms of In fact, otherwise, most of the CEOs, I would say, they are in a flight or right home mode. I mean, they are on a run, and they are actually, So there's a lot to learn from this particular. I mean, there's a lot of takeaway which you mentioned about this, and such a productive routine. I mean, I wish I also would need to carry this kind of routine from you. I need to steal this thing from you, in fact.
There are prayer meetings at work also. There's a 5 o'clock prayer meeting between 5 to 5:30. People come together in office or outside. Some of them online, offline, wherever. There's a group which we have of feelers. So we come together at 5 o'clock. There is a blessing which goes for everybody, not only for my own team or business or this thing, to the whole world actually. There's a prayer called Great Invocation. So we gather, and then there are reviews and meetings practice. Then we call it a day, and I make it a point that when we end the day, that we do Thanksgiving and express gratitude and come back home.
Very nice. Yeah. Excellent. And that's the reason I could see a brilliant culture in your company. I mean, the way, one is diversity, I could see in your team, inclusivity. I mean, I could see more of females also in your company. And as you mentioned about the feedback thing, the water cooler example,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. So, do you think as a leader, culture, setting the right culture is very important, or how important it is for you to see that whatever your team is taking, and whatever how they are taking things is important.
It is, it is, it is. हम बच्चों को स्कूल में ना मोटरिंग स्किल सिखाते हैं, है कि नहीं? तो पीपल आर देख के सीखते हैं लोग। बच्चे देख के सीखते हैं, टीचर को देख के सीखते हैं, टीचर एक्शन करती है, राइट? वैसे वो देख के सीखते हैं। तो वही ऑफिस में रेप्लिकेट हो जाता है, बिजनेस में रेप्लिकेट हो जाता है। लोग देखते हैं, तो लोग मुझे देखेंगे पहले, उनके मैनेजर्स को देखेंगे, वो टीम लीडर्स को देखेंगे। टीम लीडर्स मतलब द होल हायरार्की सीज टू ईच अदर, एंड देन दे सी लैटरल, वर्टिकल, ऐसे देखते हैं लोग। मैसेज क्या है? तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि आप आए थे मेरे ऑफिस में, देर आर 100,000 पीपल हु वर्क इन दैट एरिया, राइट? वेरियस कंपनी, सॉफ्टवेयर हैं, बीपीओज हैं, इट्स एन आईटी हब।
राइट.
आप बताएं मेरे को कि मैंने मेरे टीम में 10 साल में, फॉर एग्जांपल, जो मेरे साथ 2-2 3-3 साल से काम कर रहे हैं, अगर मैं उस जगह पे चाहूँ, तो बाजू में कौन सा प्रोसेस चल रहा है, बाजू में कौन सी कंपनी है, उस बंदा मेरे को, उसका मैनेजर क्या करता है, उधर का मालिक कौन है, उनको जाके फिर देयर कुड बी मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर मी टू पर से कॉल, गॉसिप कर ले थोड़ा सा, बात कर लो थोड़ा सा, है ना? मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ करके उन लोग में से मेरे साथ कोई नहीं करते। यू मे कॉल इट रूड, सो बी इट, राइट? तो जैसा मैंने बोला, ये एनवायरनमेंट है, एक्सटर्नल नॉइज क्या बोलता है, रूड है, चलोगा ठीक है। मुझे पता है ये मैं क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूँ। मैं इसके लिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि मैं मेरी टीम को लेके यहाँ पे बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ, मेरे क्लाइंट का बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ। देयर इज एन अकाउंटेबिलिटी, डिपेंडेबिलिटी ऑफ माय क्लाइंट टू डिलीवर रिजल्ट्स फॉर मी।
राइट.
ये कल्चर इतना क्लियर है कि लोग मुझे देखते नहीं है किसी के साथ में। अगर गलती से वो किसी के साथ बैठे हैं, तो मेरे भी बच्चे दरवाजे पे आके दूसरे ऑफिस के ऐसे नॉक नॉक करके बात नहीं करते, या तो स्टेयरकेस पे नहीं करते। अगर गलती से मेरे को दिख भी गए, सो मैंने से गलती से अगर मुझे दिख भी गए, दैट सो दे आर लाइक, मे बी दे वुड हैव जस्ट एक जनरल कैचअप हो गया। बट आई डोंट सी दैट माई ऑफिस और माई कंपनी मेट्स, माई टीम मेंबर्स, माई एम्प्लॉयज, विद समवन एल्स, राइट? कोई और कंपनी के साथ में, कोई और बंदों के साथ में। तो गॉसिप का कल्चर ही नहीं है, ना मैं करता हूँ, ना नीचे कोई करने देता हूँ, राइट? और बाकी लोगों को एक आध महीने में मालूम पड़ता है, जब भी हमारे पास फन फ्राइडे होता है, तो हर बंदा हिस्सा लेता है। आप जब भी आई थी, यू वर ऑन द बैक ऑफिस वाले बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस पे, इट इज एक्चुअली वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फिगर आउट दैट हु इज डूइंग वेल इन द बैक ऑफिस काइंड ऑफ अ सेटअप, बिकॉज एवरीबडी हैज अ फिक्स टारगेट। वो टारगेट के बंदा टारगेट कंप्लीट करता है, घर पे जाता है, हाउ डू आई नो दैट हु इज डूइंग वेल? बात तो कोई करता नहीं है, अपने अपने काम करके निकल जाते हैं। और वो सेट चीज़ें हैं। तो हमने फन फ्राइडे इंट्रोड्यूस किया था। फन फ्राइडे इसके लिए कि आप लीडरशिप में मुझे ये देखने के लिए ये इजी हो जाता है, हु इज परफॉर्मिंग। सम पीपल कंटिन्यू टू स्टे ऑन द एज, सम पीपल डोंट पार्टिसिपेट, सम पीपल डोंट पार्टिसिपेट एट ऑल।
So they have to come up with their ideas or talk.
फन फ्राइडे इज फॉर एवरीथिंग। आप जिसमें आपकी कुशलता है आउटसाइड ऑफ द वर्क आप प्रेजेंट करिए,
Okay, okay, got
राइट?
it.
तो लोग धमाल करते हैं, राइट? यस, एब्सोल्युटली। और मेरा काम क्या होता है, मेरे टीम का काम क्या होता है, हम उनको सबको एंजॉय करके देखते हैं। बट तभी हमारा एक मार्किंग सिस्टम चालू होता है कि यस, दिस सीम्स टू बी अ गुड आइडिया, आई थिंक शी ब्रिंग्स दैट लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज, आई थिंक ही ब्रिंग्स दैट कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स। तो जब भी मेरे पास नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट है, सो देन आई नो दैट अभी ये कल्चर हमने बिल्ड करा है, राइट? तो मेरे उसी ऑफिस में रमज़ान के टाइम लोग प्रेयर्स ऑफर करते हैं, मेरे उसी ऑफिस में लोग इंग्लिश में प्रेयर्स करते हैं, मेरे उसी ऑफिस में अभी हम गणपति सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। तो डाइवर्सिटी जैसे आपने बोला, राइट? डाइवर्सिटी है और एजिलिटी है, सो दैट इज व्हाट वी कंटिन्यू टू एंजॉय।
Excellent. In fact, just wanted to quote one more example here. Adobe CEO Shantanu Narayan
Yeah.
has actually championed a culture of experimentation, which you also said,
Yeah.
encouraging employees to pursue bold ideas.
Yeah.
And the ethos is reflected in Adobe's Kickbox program, which provides employees with resources to develop innovative concepts.
Amazing.
In fact, one of the similar lines is Google's innovative culture.
Yeah.
There is, they have introduced 20% time policy, which allows employees to dedicate 20% of their time on their personal
Amazing.
innovative projects. And this policy has resulted in some of the groundbreaking products,
Lovely.
such as Gmail, in fact, Google News and AdSense, significantly enhancing Google's product portfolio and employee motivation.
Lovely.
So I think yes, and your Fun Friday is also one of the, I think,
Yeah.
X factor.
For me, he's a hero actually in this whole journey. The Fun Friday is a hero because we get to see who's presenting, what content is getting developed. So I asked this question: who's the committee? What's the who wrote this? So we said, okay, this person is getting reflected every time. When you seek the body language, he's a team player. मेरे को और GD करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है फिर.
Very right.
Fun Friday वही GD है.
I'm going to steal this thing also from you.
So please do. Yeah.
Wonderful activity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Fun Friday thing. So, coming towards the end of this podcast, so you mentioned about culture. We spoke about self-love. We talk about the right messaging. So, after everything, we are doing good. We are doing business. We are hustling. Other people's are also doing the same. But where should we pause?
You should really take a one more podcast.
Yes, of
It's
course.
part of the. Actually, I'll be able to talk about it in detail. But yes, pause is extremely important, and I hope we have time to talk about it. But I'll tell you, uh, pauses are extremely important because Lord Krishna talks about pause in the fourth chapter, Bhagavad Gita का चौथे अध्याय में. Lord Krishna is talking about why is it important to pause. What is pause actually? Pause is nothing but can you can you navigate internally and take a position and see this like an observer.
Yes.
Very beautifully, he talks about 4 stages. Discover it yourself, it is available online, right? It's amazing. Step one,
Hmm.
the minute you say that I want to take a pause, somebody's going to call you and say, hey, talk to me. Hey, maybe that somebody is your family member only. दूर के रिश्तेदार, मम्मी डैडी या तो दूर के रिश्तेदार, ऐसे कोई तो कॉल करके बोलेगा अरे कैसी है, ये है, गया पॉज. इट इज अ फर्स्ट स्टेप दैट इस संसार में अपना संसार जो है, अपनी वर्ल्ड है, मम्मी डैडी सब लोग घर में फैमिली है ना, कोई तो वी आर ऑल कनेक्टेड. सो पॉज करने के लिए मुश्किल है.
Yes.
लॉर्ड इज सेइंग यस दैट्स राइट, यू विल फेस दिस चैलेंज, ट्राई. दैट्स योर फर्स्ट लाइन. So when you tried, I think you tried, we tried doing this with you, the one thought meditation, right? When you
Yes.
practice this in our office. How was your experience with it?
Amazing experience.
So that is the first level. Lord says that's the first level. You try to take a pause, you try to meditate.
Yes.
If I tell you, close your eyes and don't think about a red apple on your head, you will think about a red
Yes.
apple.
Because you have said no, not to think.
Exactly. Can you stop that? No. But then what really happens is when you practice it, the word in Hindi, the word in Marathi is called sadhana.
Okay.
Sadhana is achieve, right? Practice. Actually, it is practice. Practice to achieve. What do you have to achieve? Then there is a goal. So Lord says that first stage you are a very junior KG Montessori level or a junior KG kind of a Montessori level practitioner, and you will go through this. The fourth stage he talks about, the fourth stage he says that's the stage that you will practice and reach, right? And that's when you will meet me. We all go through this, right? The first, the second, the third, and the fourth. The warriors are not the warriors on the field. The warriors are these organs.
Yes.
हम जब भी बोलते हैं कंधे सीधे करके बैठिए, तो लोग पहले इधर उधर इधर क्या क्या करने बैठते हैं. It is because the anxiety, wherever it goes, people become restless.
Yeah.
वो organs जो है, वो warriors वो आपको डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए आएंगे. तो you'll have to calm them down, right? And that is what different stages are. The pause is extremely important, and one learns the 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 sweetness in the pause. एक बार समझ गया कि कैसे चलता है. It is like learning a cycle. You just want to improve it every day. Something like that.
Very nice. In the book Hit Refresh, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he emphasizes that a leader plays a crucial role in shaping and nurturing the culture of an organization.
Very true.
When a company fosters a culture centered on listening, learning, and leveraging individuals' passions and talents towards its mission, the possibilities are endless. Fostering that kind of environment is the primary responsibility of the leader.
Correct.
The emotional well being of an employee and culture diversity are crucial. As with effective leadership, a team can achieve remarkable things, as in, I could see that in Leads BPO. So, thank you so much, Shailendra. I mean, there is a lot to learn from you apart from your journey, apart from how you took forward from Desi Bowl to Leads BPO, and how you are integrating spiritual business aspect, and how the amazing culture of your company speaks volumes of
Yeah.
your own personality, and it's, I would say, an extended personality of your own employees,
Yeah.
which we can foresee. And that's something, one of the biggest takeaway, I mean, I could see and take from your learning and your doing a podcast with you. Thank you so much, Shailendra, to
Thank
be
you.
part of the Story Foundry.
Yes.
And, looking forward to do another one with you very soon.
Sure. Thank you. I think from my side also, I want to thank you. I think the questions were absolutely apt, and I hope the viewers enjoy. And there is a message for everyone, message for us as well. Thank you for, and I want to wish the Story Foundry, yourself, the entire team which is working. You're the face of the company, but I'm sure that there are many behind. I want to thank them, their relentless effort to make this whole thing possible. Because I remember the kind of documents that what we had exchanged, and it takes a lot to see this as an output. Yes, so thank you so much. On behalf of my entire team, I want to thank you. I think it was a terrific, time. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really loved it.
Yeah,
Thank
same
you.
here. Thank you.